I'd like to call the meeting to order. This is the Thursday, March 23rd meeting of the Community Preservation Committee. I'd like to start with minutes for approval. The January 12th, 2023 meeting minutes.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion approved. In other business, we have a minor modification from Community Teamwork, a Place to Live project. CTI has applied to the CPC seeking change to the proposed location for their affordable housing proposal. I'd open the floor to anybody from CTI that's here to make a presentation, but it doesn't look like we have anybody in the audience. Do we want to discuss this here today, or what are your thoughts, board?
I definitely have questions about what they're proposing, so I do think it would be better to wait if we could and table this until somebody from CTI can be present at the meeting, because I think they're the only people that can, I think, answer the questions that at least I have.
I would agree. I'd entertain a motion to continue.
Motion to continue.
And this is to our next meeting, which would be scheduled for the third Thursday.
I just have a comment. Should we wait and do the other one first, just in case they come here in the
Yeah,
next
sure.
few
We can
minutes?
do that.
Yeah,
Fine.
just in case.
All right, then moving on. The minor modification for Raleigh's Farm, 1413 to 1415 Varnum Ave. Lowell Parks and Conservation Trust has applied to the CPC seeking to amend their approval to disperse $1 million of the approved funding to the City of Lowell to be spent on the project. The modification will allow the City of Lowell to receive the full land, water, and conservation grant. We'll start by opening the floor to anybody from Lowell Parks and Conservation Trust to present.
Should I speak with this mic, maybe?
That'd be great.
This is really simply a matter of the Land and Water Conservation Fund requiring that the city spend $2 million to be able to be reimbursed $1 million. And so this, instead of, and when the funds for the Land and Water Conservation Funds are dispersed, they need to be dispersed directly from the city. It's not like $1 million can come from the trust to help match that grant. It has to come directly from the city. So in working with the city, we just felt that it was the most expeditious way to make sure that the full Land and Water Conservation Funds were able to come towards the project.
And your name for the record.
Thank you for reminding me of that. Jane Calvin, Executive Director of the Lowell Parks and Conservation Trust.
Thank you. I certainly take no exception to the request here. Anybody, any other comments?
I just wanted a clarification. I read through the request, and I think if I understand it correctly, it's that the City of Lowell becomes a co-sponsor of the trust. Is that correct? Is that how?
Of the grant.
Of the grant? Okay.
Right.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that I understood it fully. Thanks.
So just to follow up on that, essentially we're asking for the city to be a co-grantee of these funds because the original award was $1.5 million. And so $1 million of it is going to help create this like reimbursement opportunity, but the Lowell Parks and Conservation Trust is still in need of the extra $500,000 that they requested to the initial application. So that's why we wanted to just sort of join as co-applicants, I guess, in this particular case, which is something that in my mind, it makes perfect sense and is related to the fact that the CPC funds were awarded prior to even knowing that we were going to get this Land and Conservation Water Fund grant. And so the details of how disbursement and reimbursement worked hadn't really been on the table at the time.
If I could I add a little update on the project? Of course. Just we're on target. We've actually raised all the funds that we need to acquire the property, plus some, and so now we're about to move into a phase of looking at a design for for buildings on site, for the education center, and what trails will look like. We've completed an entire outreach plan that we completed over the last 9 months or so. We completed it in October, actually, and it took about 6 months to do, but that we did an extensive amount of public outreach to get input, and have developed an entire conceptual plan, a large document that I'd be happy to share. And so now we're moving into sort of the schematic design phase. So things are going well, thanks to your support.
Great. Any other comments? Perhaps a motion?
I'll make a motion to amend the application to add the city as a co-grantee.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved. Thank you, Jane. Revisiting CTI's application. I think we still have some questions outstanding. A motion to continue to our next meeting, which is scheduled for April, what, Dylan?
May 25th.
May 25th.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved. And that is the end of our agenda today. Nice work, everybody. Thanks for coming. Only one more motion to make. Unless there are other comments from the office, Dylan.
No comments from us.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second. Oh,
Well, thank you, everyone. And we'll see you in May.
great. Thank you.